Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Executive Talk. I want to welcome all those that are here in our studio audience, all of those that are watching online and watching live program right now, and also those that are watching the show later on. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that every business owner is used to hearing, and that's the target market. So today's topic is called "Your Target Market Means Everything." Now, how do I know that you guys are used to hearing this particular topic? When you're sitting down in a one-to-one meeting, when you go to a networking event, one of the first questions that you are asked are, what do you do? Once you tell that person, what do you do? Hey, who can I help you with? Who can I refer you to? What they're talking about in that particular statement is your target market. How can I help you grow your business through a targeted experience? So this particular topic is not brand new, but typically as business owners, what we tend to say sometimes is anyone. We tend to say everyone, or we're extremely targeted. We land anywhere in those little three circumstances right there, and that's what we end up leaving our meetings with. So in this particular conversation, I want to, although you know the value of the target market, I want to talk a little bit deeper about it and just bring up some circumstances so we can potentially wrap our minds around, so we can shift from anyone to everyone to more of a targeted experience. So that's really the goal of this particular show. Now, your business options are these. And I wanted to illustrate more of a dartboard. Okay, as you guys know, if you've ever played darts before, you're always trying to hit the middle. You're trying to hit the target, right? But typically, as a business owner, the anyone and everyone business model looks like this. The targeted business model looks like this. Now, the truth about this, and the reason why it's so hard to really quantify this, is because they take the same amount of energy. You have to have meetings, and sometimes you'll sell either way. So it's very hard to really understand the value behind why should I have a target market. So let's go ahead and break that down. So let's start with the anyone and everyone business model. Okay, as you can tell with this anyone and everyone, it's everything outside of the bullseye, outside of the dartboard. So what does this illustrate? Typically a business owner who's saying anyone and everyone, there's something inside of them that's saying, I want wealth tomorrow. Now, we as business owners, we can use wealth tomorrow, correct? So there's nothing wrong with that. We all understand that. We already know that. But if there's a speed involved in your business, anyone and everyone makes sense. And sometimes we're trying to associate ourselves with a different business model that's not ours. Sometimes we think, well, we want a business like Apple, where it's kind of a retail location where there's sale after sale after sale. We want to feel that type of experience. And that's something with that wealth tomorrow, that's what the attitude comes with, and that's where that anyone and everyone comes with. So, lack of clarity in your messaging. Lack of clarity in your messaging can send you directly to anyone and everyone, because anyone and everyone still gives you a level of clarity. And the thing about your business is sometimes you know the value of what you do, and truly you feel that anyone and everyone can absolutely benefit from what you do. So if you have a lack of clarity in your business model and in your messaging, what you will find next is, I have clarity, I know how much money I want to make, so I'll just go, again, with some level of clarity, and knowing how much money you want to make still gives you clarity, because you're leaning on how much money you want to make. Now, also, there's an illusion effect. If we come back to this everyone and anyone business model, what you see here is you see a couple of boards here, you see a couple of darts stick, right? Now, again, those are the sales that you made. So the anyone and everyone, it actually worked. But along the way, this is also what you experience. Now you have some clients that are barely hanging on. This client over here is the more pain than you can ever experience. This client is about out the door. And the next step they're going to do with this particular client experience, they're going to go to Yelp. They're going to go put a bad review on your website. That's what the anyone and everyone business model starts to create. And let's look at these holes. These are all the things, these are all your wounds in your business now. These are all the pains that you went through going to the anyone and everyone. It also causes you to do what's called self-promotion. Have you ever heard of a business owner saying, you know what, this year I'm going to step it up to a higher clientele base, a clientele base that can really afford my services? Well, what that is a self-promotion mindset, where right now, even as a business owner, in the stage that you're in right now, you're having a hard time doing your MailChimp or Constant Contacts every single month. You're having a hard time blogging every single month. You're having a hard time maybe even following up or with your customer service on just the client base that you have. But then anyone and everyone will say, you know what, I'm ready for the big time. You may have read a book from Rich Dad Poor Dad that has you really excited and just makes you really feel much better than you did yesterday. So then, again, that self-promotion starts to take place, and then you start to do this number right over here when you're still working on this area in the middle. Sometimes this means a lack of trust. Trust is absolutely involved within your business model. When I go with anyone and everyone, that means that my message is a little quirky. People may not really truly understand it. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go wide in order for people to understand it. I don't trust that there's enough people out there in this world that's going to understand or appreciate what I do. So I'll go wide. Or maybe I'm questioning my sales ability. When you question your sales ability, it's easier to go wide and find some people that will possibly stick and stay versus have to go with the fact of, oh man, I can't sell anything. There's some reality that you may not want to face, and there's a lack of trust that tends to happen. Now, here's some of the dangers that happens to your business, because a lot of us desire to hire people, hire salespeople. And if we have a team, we want to expand our team. So if we talk to our team based on this anyone and everyone aspect, they'll start to find anyone and everyone. And then what you will do is not only are you dealing with your own problems that you brought in your business, you're going to start, a lot of your time is going to be doing customer service on the people that they brought in. They're going to start creating their own message about what they think that you do in this company. And that can be totally off the mark. And next thing you know, you're doing a lot of refunds. Your business is in a whole different cycle. It looks like it's growing, but now it's growing with a whole bunch of extra weeds and problems within your business. You'll be left with bad experiences. We all understand that not everything is going to be perfect, and we all know that as business owners. But here's some does anybody just want to put themselves out there into bad experiences? No, typically not. That's not your day-to-day goals. How many bad experiences can I have? You try to avoid them as much as possible. But the worst thing about bad experiences in business ownership, let's say I'm out here in this field, and let's say I want to go meet with a higher clientele base. I feel like I'm going to self-promote myself. And I'm not good at managing, and I'm not good at following up, so on and so forth. I start to work with this client. I'm going to take a risk on you. I'm going to go ahead and go with you. Now, this particular business owner, because they have the money, what if they see something that they don't like? They can say maybe one of the worst things to me and tear up my whole mental psyche going forward and make me question everything that I do. All my skills and talents are now in question just because of that one experience. This person, because I wasn't comfortable and I didn't feel quite strong enough, this person said something, just the smallest thing, and it planted a deadly seed for the rest of my business journey. And that creates that starts to create that bad experience. Your whole entire business is at risk. If I'm up here dealing with the big boys, I want to just deal with millionaires. But if I fail, it's one thing it's not to say that these people in here are not important. But if I fail over here at the $1 million and they put a bad review, they have a deeper influence than I can ever even touch. And now my whole business is at risk. Typically, take offense when somebody says no. If you find yourself, typically when you go anyone and everyone and you go wide, one thing that you're probably trying to avoid is rejection. The feeling of what rejection leaves you with. Because if you go anyone and everyone, you don't have to be responsible for your sales skills. It doesn't really matter going forward. So, oh, okay, well, I have anyone and everyone, so I'll just keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, I won't learn any lessons within that. You don't want to feel that feeling of what rejection leaves you with. The business connects with everybody. Here's the question right here. Do you like everybody? If the answer is no, that tells you that you can't connect with everybody either. Not everybody's going to like what you do. Not everybody's going to like you personally. It's just the fact of life. But if your business connects with everybody, then on some level you're compromising. You'll say, well, you know what? I'll fit a mold to work with you. I'll change this to work with you. I'll change this to work with you. I'll change this. And next thing you know, you have no identity because it's just been changed and changed over and over in order to get your sale. There's really no concreteness. And here's the illusion. When you go into a retail shop, let's say JCPenney's, for example, you see a lot of people come in, you see a lot of purchases, and there is something in you that you say, you know what, I would love for my business to be like that. Just that constant flow of business coming in. But have you asked them how many refunds that they have per month? You never probably had that question. You probably don't even want to know the answer to that because that's the illusion behind the scenes. They may be experiencing, on Christmas time, they may have the sales just out of the woodworks. But January and February, they're experiencing a lot of returns. So you have to really understand where that may be coming from. Here's another statement. Here's a statement that prompts this behavior. Have you guys seen it on Facebook or, I don't know, have your friends told you this? Hey, you need to get out of your comfort zone. Okay, that's true. Now, if you're outside of your comfort zone, let's say you have this type of business model and you're outside of your comfort zone, again, you're having a hard time following up and working with the clients that you do have, and you're outside of your comfort zone, this is what it looks like. If you're not ready to get outside your comfort zone, you can leave a lot of marks. You can still get some sales, but you're going to have, it's going to look really messy. And you can't see the inside of a business, you'll just be able to feel it. And this is what a lot of businesses really truly look like. Now, what does lack of clarity sound like? The thing is, when you're not clear, sometimes it's an illusion. You guys have to really be aware about what you say, and I'm going to show you what a clear message sounds like. So my accounting practice helps audit-proof businesses. I want owners that desire audit protection in their business. That sounds very clear. I'm an accounting firm. I want to help people audit-proof their business, and that's who I want to work with. Now, that makes the open playing field for anybody and everybody to come in. Because as an accounting firm, that's one of those, so a lot of business owners get in business because they have a business that's very specific, which is accounting. Well, taxes, you need to get them done. That's why I do what I do. I have a plumbing company. If you need plumbing or anything that has to do with plumbing, that's why you call me. It's very, very specific. You don't have to sell your whole message with that type of business model. But with this accounting practice, if I want to specialize in audit-proofing my business, if I'm a startup business, am I a good client for this company? I don't know. What tends to happen is it sounds like, I should probably protect myself from audit-proofing, but if I don't have any revenue coming in, I'm not really for sure what I'm doing, and this guy keeps on calling me, hey, Maurice, I need you to do me a favor and send me over this stuff. I need you to send me this. Hey, have you made any money here? Hey man, you're driving me crazy. The first and foremost thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel services. It's not the fact that I don't want to audit-proof my business, but I'm not ready. I'm still trying to figure out the next day. So I'm not exactly his target market. That's how this thing sounds like you're being clear, but it's really not. Now let's talk about a targeted business model, because that's where all your success is going to lie. We go back to that dartboard. You're aiming towards the middle. That's the bullseye. That's where you're aiming towards. And that's why it's so exciting when somebody actually hits it. So, what is a targeted message? A targeted message starts with the core value first. and then the target market second. Now, the core value first in that same accounting story is, you know what, Maurice, the reason why I want to work with business owners and I want to help them with audit proofing, my father was in business at one point in time, and 2 years into his business, he got audited and it almost took our family under. And my job and my skill set specializes in focusing on people so they don't have to have that type of experience. So now I understand the core value as to the reason why. I'm not worried about if this guy's want to make $1 million off of me. I know that he has some kind of personal story or some kind of core value attached to his business. Now, I'm going to start talking about my target market. So you went with your story. Now, my company specializes in audit proofing. We can do any accounting work, but my specialty is audit proofing. Now, the clients that work best for me are, maybe it's landscaping companies. Maybe those are the top audited companies here in Colorado or just in general. Here's why, and that's the why factor. I prefer to meet these landscaping companies who just open their business. Now, my process will meet their needs, so when it's time, we've already built a relationship and I've already trained them on how to send information to me. That way, when I'm in the marketplace, I can disqualify myself. This business owner is happy because if I say I save that person some brain damage. I save that person a conversation. I save that person some bad experiences on both ends of the table. I did everybody a favor. So now when I refer him, I can talk to my referral and say, you need to meet this company and here's why. So I'm transferring that targeted message to this person. So now when that landscape company meets them, it's already a warm referral. Now your business can actually experience some true growth. And this is where the growth starts here. Growth always starts inside out. Your company, everything that you built inside out, your product, that's why they say you should have a business plan up front, your marketing plan, your core message, because it starts from the core. So once you do everything right, so if you get used to your processes, you're good with your follow-up, you're good with, I'm going to meet 10 people every single week regardless. And that's what you do. You have a follow-up system, you have a close system. Then the inside represents the best in you. It actually represents who you are specifically. All your core values, all your talents are within the center piece. And that's why that place is a success. Now you don't have to self-promote your business. You don't have to promote yourself and say, hey, I'm looking for a higher clientele base. Because what will happen is the elevation will come within those core values and talents. And it's within line of what you can actually handle. And what I mean by that is, if you don't want to hire, and this is where you're starting. Let's say you're just a one-man, one-woman show, and you find yourself, everything is going well, people start to refer you, and you start to see yourself here in the red, which is, again, the elevation point. And that's how you can look at this from the inside out. This person starts to send me referrals, and you know what? I'll hire just an admin and maybe one sales rep, but that's how big my company wants to be. Then this right here, actually this ring right here may be my comfort zone. Maybe I don't want to hire anymore. I still want to offer the same customer service, but guess what? I make enough money here. I can serve my clients best right here, and you're elevated the right way without going too far, without that brain damage. It controls your marketing message. There's nothing worse than trying to figure out what people are trying to market within their company. When you hire somebody for SEO, when you hire somebody for website design, when you do your social media, it's all supposed to be one specific message. You can put different posts out, but it's all around the same specific message. So that way you're not out of control. People can get lost in advertising. You can do a lot of funny things in advertising, make a lot of whatever, But guess what? If people start losing and missing your value as to what you do, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. But this keeps you in line the whole time. Consistency will promote you. Consistency will always promote you. The reason why consistency will promote you is because trust is at its all-time high. People trust your company because your process from start to finish always comes to completion. People will have no choice but to refer you. They may accidentally refer you. They may be in a conversation and say, "And I need to work on my IT. I need to find somebody who can work on that." This is the guy that you want to use, period. That's how it will promote you. Growth also comes when you have no fear in your messaging. If you struggle telling your message because you're worried about what people are going to say and how they're going to receive you, you're actually shooting your business in the foot. But when you can say, "This is what I do, no matter what," you will actually clear up that conversation very quickly. You will know within about 10 minutes if that client is going to work for you or not. You can literally say, "I'm actually not going to be a good fit for you, and here's why," and do them a big favor. At least you're coming from a truthful place, not because they're irritating you, but because they truly won't fit your model. It's going to be a bad relationship. You can already see the future. And again, what we want to do as business ownerships is try to make something that's unclear, which is your business model, as clear as possible in whatever ways. Also, another value, making money with a purpose. Making money with a purpose is always a value. No longer do I have to say, I just love to help people. How many people love to help people? I can go to the guy in the gas station and ask him, "Do you love to help people?" And he will say yes. So it's just a universal yes. Everybody loves to help somebody. So that statement is already outside the door. What do you do? What is your purpose? Now when I pay you, I know you're doing your purpose. That makes sense. And there's no holes in your business model. You don't have to constantly come back and clean up all the time. You can just move forward. The height of your customer service exists here. Why is that? Because you're excited. When you're excited and your clients are excited, they can ask you at 7 o'clock at night, "Hey, can you help me out with this real quick?" You know what? I got you covered. Because the relationship is so strong between you and your client, because you guys are working off the core message, you guys are working off the same particular value and goal, you have no qualms about helping them out. That's where customer service really becomes, that's when you say, that company really provides great customer service, because their core message is centered and is directed and people can work with that. And again, you won't have to say, "I like to help people" anymore. I want to leave you guys with this. You have a choice in business models. It doesn't matter, because again, it just depends on how much brain damage that you guys want to deal with here. They take the same effort. I still have to go out and meet clients. I still have to get yeses and no. I don't care if this is you have the best message in the world, I'm still going to get some no's. Same here, I'm going to get some no's. But there's two different types of no's. There's an angry no. Well, yeah, I said yes, but I should have said no. Whereas this one, it's just clear. It makes sense. There's a difference in one of these two business models. And it takes a lot of courage to do this business model, because this business model right here may be a little slower to develop. It may take you 2 or 3 years. But guess what? You're happy when you wake up. Within your own business, the worst thing to do is feel horrible in your own business. I mean, it just doesn't even make sense. You probably left a company to open your own business so you can find your level of happiness. So if you're going to bring that back into your business, why do you have your own specific business? You had your own business because you have a specific skill set, talent, and a purpose within your business, and that's where your driving force comes from. That's why you get excited. That's why you keep on talking to people, because you know that if you affect the right people, you can move them to a different direction. And that's what the key component is. This one right here is very dangerous. This one comes with a lot of speed and a lot of risk. And again, at the end of the day, you see these holes see these holes that are available. That's what it absolutely looks like. And that's some of the pain of, ooh, I don't want to go to work today. I want to take a 3-day weekend. I need more time off of my own business. Yeah, now you start to hate your own business because you felt you have some holes within you. I would like to invite everybody, as always, those that are online and also here in our studio audience, to join us on our social media and start following the conversation. Ask any questions that you may have. Because again, business ownership, you don't want to have a lot of questions stewing, and maybe we can actually answer some questions here on our show. But follow us on Facebook under Executive Talk, under LinkedIn, YouTube under Executive Talk, and follow us on Twitter and also Instagram. But in the meantime, I'd like to say thank you guys for being here, but I have to get back to work. Have a good day.